Cletus, old buddy, you got that map on you so that we can get to our bug out location? Yeah, I got it right here, outdoorsman. All right, Cletus, give me the map and go back and tell the others that we got to bug out. Now, I'll hand it right to you, buddy. Whoa. Yeah, okay, outdoorsman, I'm going. Cletus, you idiot. This isn't a map.
I have you now, silly best friend of the outdoorsman. Heh, heh. No!
Cletus. Cletus, buddy, are you okay?
I'm sorry, outdoorsman. We should have had a better bug out plan. My dying wish to you, outdoorsman, is that you show all of our viewers how to prepare and plan if they got a bugs out.
Don't you worry, friend. I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
I love yous, outdoorsman. Just, the pain is so bad. Just put me out my misery. Thank you.
Godspeed, my friend. Have you ever had a know-it-all call you an idiot in a Facebook prepper group? If so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today on The Outdoorsman, we are going to be talking about bugging out and how you should be planning your bug out scenario. I am going to walk you through how I would pick out the best bug out location that will provide safety for the group and has the resources to keep them alive. I'll be showing you some free apps for your phone that can definitely help you. And we're going to go look at some locations that would be suitable to bug out. I'll be talking about the things that you want to avoid, dangerous places that frankly you may not have even thought about. And we'll be talking about one of the most dangerous places. And that place holds something that every single one of us needs to survive. But before we get into this video, I have to thank the biggest supporter of this channel, and that is you guys, my viewers. You subscribing and watching all of these amazing videos. Man, thank you so much. You are all making this channel an amazing group of like-minded people. And of course, I also have to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Nextbelt. They are keeping these videos free for you. So the least you can do is head over to nextbelt.com and check out their line of ratcheting belts. And make sure you click on the tab for EDC because their EDC belts are awesome. Now, picking a location is always, it's really going to be a crapshoot. There's always going to be a chance that it's just not going to work out. But preparing and planning for your bug out location is never ever a bad idea. But ladies and gentlemen, you have to start now. Today. Now, where I live, you can kind of see fall is setting in. It is late September. We have changing seasons here in New England. So what might look really good in the springtime might be a disaster or a nightmare in fall or winter. Now, when I start thinking about a good bug out location, the first thing I do is I check it out on a map. There is nothing better than an actual paper map. But since we're not Googly's deep in an active situation, we're going to use a phone app. The app that I use is called Mill GPS. That's what you're seeing right now. And what you can see is the Outdoorsman compound, a little bit of a zoomed out view. And I don't want to show you guys too much of the area where I live because you guys are pretty smart about finding, and I don't need any more stalkers than I already have. But what we want to look for is an area that we can easily walk or drive to. If we have the ability to drive our vehicles, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, whatever, to a location, we are going to greatly increase our chances of surviving. Now, a lot of you folks who watch my videos, you guys have a metric ton of cans of beans, peas, and MREs. Many of us have thousands of rounds of ammunition, and we have hundreds of pounds of firearms, clothing, and survival gear. There is no way in hell that you are going to be carrying the weight of all those items very far. And if we have to bug out, it's most likely going to be in that situation that you guys saw in the intro. Poor Cletus. But we're going to have to leave fast. We want to find an area that provides good cover from the elements and from other groups. We want to find an area that has a good supply of water, but there's a whole thing, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later in the video about how dangerous water really can be. In order to see if an area is any good at all, we have to go out and scout it. Once we've arrived at our location, we have to think about three things. Number one, avoiding areas where we think we might have company and site security. Is there a road leading directly into camp? And in this case, there is a road leading directly here. Is there a lot of signs of human activity? And again, in this case, there's a fire pit, there's trash everywhere. Clearly people come down here to fish. A lot of people know about this spot. Could people hear us, see us, smell us? See our flashlights in the distance, see a campfire, smell a camp. If they could, we probably want to reevaluate our bug out location. We have to look out for dangers like widowmakers. Is this a flood area? Has there been constant wildfire damage? Are there any type of wild predators that call this home? And something that I think is always overlooked by most people, and I think this is the most important, is will my group like it here? Does this area invoke some kind of relaxing feeling? Does it have a nice view? In a true situation, we're going to be stressed. We're going to be afraid, hungry, thirsty. We might even be hurt. And ladies and gentlemen, it is going to make it so much worse if we're camped in a mosquito-infested area, or if you have to go to sleep every night with your head in the mud. Choosing a more remote bug-out location will significantly help mitigate the risks of running into other people. And that will ensure a safer, more reliable environment for your bug-out plan. Number two, self-sufficiency and resource availability. Practicing sustainable strategies like organic gardening, it enables you to grow your own food. Consider the soil quality, sunlight exposure, and obviously growing seasons for different crops. I'm not a big fan of bringing all your stuff to your bug out location ahead of time, but this would be a good area to maybe store some packets of seeds in a little dry bag. And finally, number three, securing a reliable water source. Springs, for instance, they provide continuous supply of water, and for the most part, it's generally safe to drink right out of the spring. Now, the outdoorsman doesn't recommend that, but consider having your bug out location near some type of spring or not. Lakes and rivers. Here is a river. Now, I know for a fact there's a whole bunch of beaver swimming around in here. So if I'm going to drink this water, it at minimum is going to have to be boiled. It's also crucial to check the consistency of the flow of water. This particular river is not flowing a lot right now because about 5 or 10 miles from here, there's a dam, and they have that dam closed way down. So we have less water flow, which could mean more bacteria. That being said, there are some monster trout in this river. Now here's the rub, ladies and gentlemen, water. Water is super dangerous to camp near. Locations where there is easy access to water are some of the most dangerous places in the world. We need water to survive, right? So if we can easily get access to water, so can other groups of people. For my viewers out there who used to work in an office, well, the water cooler was kind of the employee hangout area. Same thing applies here. In the beginning of any situation, folks, we do not want to run into groups of other people. Some of those other groups might have superiority over our group. They might be better trained, better armed, and if they want what we have, they're either going to kill us, and take it, or they're just going to take it by force. Every single escape and evasion instructor has warned time after time after time, stay away from water. Sources of water can get you killed or captured. Now, once these criteria have been met, we can go ahead and save this location on our GPS app. And hopefully we'll be able to come back to this area, take a look at it, and see what it looks like in, winter, spring, summer, or fall. But now that we've established a bug out location, the next thing we want to do is get the other members of our group and bring them to this location. Trust me, guys, we want our group's input. Maybe this area is close to me, but it is not close to some of the other members of my group. If you can, provide maps to other members of your group with multiple ways to get to this location. Make sure you divvy up responsibilities to responsible people. Don't be giving jobs to a knucklehead like Cletus, rest his soul. Make sure you guys have a way to communicate with other members of your group. I have a great video on inexpensive radios that you guys can buy that will help you stay in communication with members of your group. Now, there's no guarantee that you're going to pick the perfect bug out location. All you guys can do is use your best judgment. Make sure you get out of your house and go exploring. Use the tips that I have given you here to tailor a bug out plan that works best for you, your group, and your location. Now, if I've left something out or you have another idea, make sure you let me know down below in the comments. Remember, folks, to stay safe. I got nothing else for you, and I'll see you next time.